is Helen Chin Liu. And Robin, introduce yourself.
I'm Bornstein. Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, we are two kick butt Reiki master. I call them mistresses, which is really, people said that's such an odd title to have. Reiki mistresses versus Reiki masters. But anyways, I want to welcome you to another episode of Live Reiki Meditation. Tonight, we're going to talk about empowerment and what it's like, or what do you consider to be empowered? How do you empower yourself every single day? So Robin and I were having this lovely conversation just a little bit before everyone came on, and we started to talk about how do you feel empowered, Robin? What's your kick butt goddess thing that you do every single day?
So lately, it's been getting up and moving. That empowers me because that's something that's always been difficult for me to do. No, it hasn't been difficult prior to COVID, but making that commitment to myself to move more. And so today I did 6 miles. So that was empowering to me.
Oh my gosh, 6.
Yeah. So empowering to me to get out and move. So that is empowering, and it makes me feel so much happier when I empower myself, or make a decision like buying this camera that I bought to do these sessions that I do with you, these podcast sessions. I finally bought a camera instead of just using my computer. And that felt empowering because it's something I always put off doing.
Yeah, because, one thing about when people feel like they are disempowered, they make excuses. They make excuses why they can't do something, why they can't get ahead. And then what happens a lot of time, they end up blaming their circumstances and thinking, you know what, that money could be put towards to my children, my dog,
right,
and the husband or the spouse. But it's so funny how we just have this built-in guilt. Instead of taking our powers, we disempower ourselves all the time by making excuses.
Yes, we do. But sometimes when it comes to finances, though, I have to say, it's not all. I mean, there's just people just don't have the money to do what they want to do, and they don't have family to give it to them. So those are reasons why they may feel unempowered. And how do they get past that?
Well, one of the things that I talk about, especially, I would say, this community of healers that we are building, Robin and I always talk about what do we do for ourselves to elevate our energy. So one of the things I'm doing right now, which I just getting out there, is my 17-part course series called First Step to Your Spiritual Journey. And what it's all about is about the awakening process. How do you honor your spirit to be the very best version of you every single day? And this is, I guess, what I would call taking that step of empowering yourself and be who you are without any excuses.
Yes, and that you can do without having, that doesn't cost anything. You can go ahead and be who you need to be every day.
And then, even that conversation that we even had, the littlest thing, I've been after Robin for, I would say at least a couple of years now, about getting a better camera to do the broadcast. And Robin surprised me. She says, I got a new camera. I'm trying to figure out how to use it right this minute.
Yeah.
Right before we go on at 7 o'clock.
It's funny. I was trying to play around with it earlier on my own, but I didn't have anyone available to do this Zoom thing with me to see if it worked. So anyway, but I want to hear more about your class. I know that you spent so much time developing it. And tell me about your spiritual awakening and how you decided to take the leap to go back to school to become an energy healer and then a reflexologist. Like what was there an aha moment that you can remember?
Well, I remember back in my 20s, which was 40 years ago plus. And I remember I felt really disempowered because I was doing what I was supposed to do. I went to school, graduated from college, get a job, thinking about it's time to get married because I've been with my guy at that time already close to 10 years before we got married.
You guys
And
met really young.
yeah, we met really young. We met when we were 16. So we got married when he was 26, I was 25. So I already invested 10 years into the relationship. And I remembered, as I was learning more about myself, because we try to fit into what I call, I don't know, the mold, whatever your parents taught you, you're trying to fit into the mold. And to be good little children, I guess that's the best way of saying it. It really, in some ways, kind of stripped us of our being. So on this journey, it's all about, for me, learning about myself. And I took this plunge at the age of, how old was I? I started my awakening process at the age, I was in my late 30s, but it really hit me in the 40s because I was so afraid. I was so afraid I was going to die not knowing what I was supposed to do. Have you ever felt like that, Robin?
It crosses my mind, but I don't think about it too much. I think at one point, maybe when I was younger, I thought about it, but I think I came to the awakening for me in my spiritual journey is what I'm doing right now, regardless of how small I play or how big I play or how I go about my day or my life or whatever it is I do. Whatever it is okay. Whatever I'm doing is okay. I don't have to. I'm not striving for something that is.
Really?
I am who I am. I am.
I wish I could be more like that and live in the moment. Well, we have very different archetype energy.
Yes.
You're very heart-centered. You operate from your heart. You're very much a people person. You're a caregiver. In some ways, Robin, you have a huge people pleaser attribute about you, but not to the point where you're giving away everything. But
more I've learned.
you've learned. You've come a long way in the 10 years that you've learned to put yourself ahead. So anyways, as I developed and come around, and I mean, I just follow, no pun intended, I just followed the voices in my head. And that's how I really ended up with the business, because I had a son at the time that was sick. And unfortunately, I felt I was giving away my powers every single day. And
I helped him tremendously, and that's how you became a healer.
Because I figure helping him, my son, through the process where we really question, it's not like today there's a computer. Doctors can't hide like they used to be able to. So it's so totally dependent. In fact, they took our powers away, because when we give our healing powers to someone else, that's when we lose it all.
Absolutely.
We really do. And
absolutely. And that's part of the spiritual awakening too, I believe, is actually taking back that power for yourself. And not just listening to what everybody else is telling you to do. You really need to go inside and listen to what it is your body needs, what is your body telling you you need, and really paying attention. And don't give away that power. We all know what we need.
Well, we do. But let me ask you this, Robin, or anybody who's listening tonight, our audience, do you trust yourself to follow through? And this is one of the things I talk about in the first step of your spiritual journey. Do you trust yourself?
Following through is difficult. I think everyone needs an accountability partner. I think signing up for a class like Helen's class makes you be accountable. You move through the lessons, and you learn so much about yourself. I feel that just doing it on your own is difficult. Everybody needs help. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs a guide, a mentor. And I think, reaching out and finding your tribe, finding your teacher, your mentor is part of the spiritual journey. And it's hard to do on your own. I think we all need help. Don't you agree, Helen?
Yes, I agree. So coming back to you, we talked a little bit about your archetype. My archetype, I'm going to say, I am the rule keeper. I'm used to following the rules. I'm used to making things happen. I probably push myself too much and too hard.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the things I enjoy doing. So I'm constantly living more in the future than I am in the present moment. I'm trying harder to be here, be now. So that's something that we all need to practice.
And it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. And I don't want to say it takes a lot of practice. It's very doable. You just need to know the tools, and you need to take class, or you need to read a book, or you need to have people in your life that know what your wishes are and what you're working towards, so they can help you.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I would love to talk more. Eventually, if we get enough of a people who says, yes, we want to hear you talk more about subjects, and maybe we could eventually expand from a 30 minutes live Reiki meditation. We could do 45 minutes, but we have to have enough encouragement and support to say, yes, we find that your subjects are incredible. We want to learn more. So Robin and I really need your input, because we want to hear from you as much.
Let us know what you think. And I think, Helen, you always put in the comment box below when you post this, you always put in email address and how to reach out.
Yes, and I always do. And feel free, even during these conversations, Jean is giving us a thumbs up for our conversation, and knowing Jean the way I do. She has a big smile on her face.
Hope you're feeling well, Jean. So, Helen, when you sign up for your class, Spiritual Awakening, how is the class structured? How's it set up? How many weeks? Is it live? Is it pre-recorded? Can people take the class whenever they want to? And the lessons that they have to work through before they move to the next level?
Yes.
Okay.
The 17-part class series is broken down into 3 levels. There's the beginners, which is about the awakening process. You need to start to understand how your past is setting you up for your future, and learning how to talk about boundaries. The intermediate section, I think the first section has 4 or 5 classes. I keep developing lessons, but I can't remember everything. So I'm going to put the link in the box. And the second one is really start to talk about, who are you? What is your spiritual DNA? What's your spiritual contract that you have made with yourself in this lifetime? What are the laws of your soul, which is you need to understand how your soul was created and what is it here for? And really start to detach with love. Detach, meaning setting boundaries and not be at everyone's beck and call. And then the third section, which is another 4 or 5 lessons, is all about developing your intuition, your intuitive abilities. It's also meeting and working with your spirit guides, and start to trust yourself. So you will grow and move through your next steps. And one thing I love about this, you take it at your leisure, but you do have to go from class to class. You can't jump around. You can't go from beginners to advanced until you have the understanding. Lessons are about 15 to 18 minutes long because they're doable. They're really packed. There are 3 healing meditations, 3 mindful exercises. There's a lot for you to do in order to grow awareness and grow your spirit and become really the very best version of you. And once this is purchased, right now I have a special. It's $125 for the 17-part series.
Yes.
And February 1st is going to go up to back to its original cost of $300. And once you buy it, it's going to be in your Healing Place Energy School library. You could go in it as many times as you want to refer to it, do the meditations, come back. Because as you grow on the journey, you're going to say something one day, and then maybe a year from now, you go, "Oh, I've grown." So,
do you have a Facebook group for that class?
I'm trying to, well, I do have a Facebook group. I want to come back and start doing more of these live talks.
Yes.
And Robin, you're going to be part of it, so don't think you're going to escape from all of this.
Yeah, so people who are going through who take the class and they're going through the journey and they have lots of questions, or they want other people who are in the class, will you be having like a live discussion anytime where people can join in, or will you have somehow so that people can maybe communicate with each other? That's helpful, and it keeps you accountable and makes it fun and social too.
Yeah, it will be fun, because I remember when I first started this journey and learning how to empower myself, I kept falling into the ditch. I got tired of falling in the ditch because there was nobody to ask at the time.
Well, that's why I was asking, because I remember that, and then I found you, and you were so helpful to me.
Yeah.
So the other question I want to ask. So there's a theory out there, or a belief, that sometimes in order to go through a spiritual journey, some people feel you have to have trauma in your life, or you have to have experienced trauma, or you start making so many changes in your life when you're going through the spiritual journey that you alienate people and you let people go.
That's very true.
I mean, I've heard people, some people, they get divorced. I mean, I don't necessarily buy into that that's part of the process. I think that's maybe those things were going to happen anyway, or I don't feel you have to have something that will happen in order to get to this beautiful spiritual awakening. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's a combination of all of those things, Robin. In my case, I'm going to just talk from my personal experience. I knew that there was a reason why I'm here. I knew, no pun intended, this is going to sound awful. I wasn't here just to be a wife and produce children. I knew that I was supposed to be here to do something else. It's just I had no idea what it was. So that's when the bumping came into play, bumping, talking to people. And back when I started, let's say 40 years ago, there wasn't anybody to talk to. I saw Bewitched on TV. Do you remember that? You were very young.
Show, yeah.
Yeah, Bewitched. I Dream a Genie. That was as close as I got to understanding some form of metaphysical, but it's in a TV version. So once the subject started to come up, I went from school to school to school, and it was my son, as Jean would say, was the catalyst. He got me into really be interested in holistic healing. So sometimes it is trauma, sometimes it's a near death. It all depends, and you could awaken anytime. But it does not mean you can be awakened in this current lifetime. You might be destined to wake up 10 lives from now. Ooh.
Right.
Sounds like a long time. Yeah. And,
things.
yeah, and it is a long time. You might be skipping out this life, and you might have a relaxation life. I've been looking forward to a relaxation life in this life, but I know I'm not going to get it.
You will. You will.
You think so?
Absolutely. I do.
And I mean, you're just not, you are where I was, let's say 10 years ago, when all of a sudden the awakening began and you're stirring around. I mean, for you to do little steps to get you to where you are today, Robin, I mean, that takes courage.
It takes time because of my other responsibilities. But I'm getting there. I'm moving forward. Progress, not perfection.
You know what? But what is perfection if you think about it?
Oh, everyone has a different idea of what perfection is. And I like to say no one's perfect. So perfection, what is perfection?
Yeah.
There can be days where things are perfect and lovely and wonderful. And when you have a day that's not wonderful, does that mean it's not perfect? No, it was just a day that other things were going on. I don't know.
That's right. And then if you're judging, what criteria are you judging from?
That's right. And everybody has a different filter, a different lens that they see things through, a different perspective.
Yes, exactly. So that's what empowerment means. It means giving yourself grace,
Mm-hmm.
accepting yourself for who you are. Be the very best version of yourself, whatever that means to you. If you are, let's say, beginning your awakening process, I'm sorry, you cannot do it from your couch. Sorry, it doesn't work out that way. If you want to work towards enlightenment, whatever that means to you, because everyone's definition is different, you got to get off the couch and start to do something different today.
Absolutely. It's so interesting. I just bought a card for someone, and it talks about that. I'll send you a photograph of it, Helen, and it talks about how if you want to make changes, if you want to move forward, if you're not happy where you are right now, you have to do something about it. You just can't
No,
sit on the couch, sit on the sidelines.
I'm looking for my magic wand, but I forgot it's at my office. You know where that magic wand is.
I have 3 of them. It's so funny. On my walk today, I picked up, and luckily I was walking with a very spiritual person, and I saw a stick, and I'm like, oh, I need that stick. I picked it up, and I walked the 6 miles with that stick in my head. It was
Okay, you would do that. I'd be bopping myself on the head and say, okay, let's make magic right now.
I'm lucky a dog didn't come by and take it out of my hands where we were walking. There were so many dogs. It was great.
All right. So I want to talk more about this, but it's getting late. So I
what time is it? I can't see the
it's 7:24, Robin.
Oh, so we usually end it. Well, let's do this. We'll do a nice little closing because we like to end at 7.
Well, whatever you think.
Yeah, we'll do a nice little quick meditation. It doesn't. You know what? That's the thing about meditation. Meditation can be 2 minutes. Meditation can be. I do it throughout the day. It's not something. There are days that I do it for 1 hour, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. But then there are days that I have to do it. 5 minutes here, 2 minutes here. I get it done.
Yep. And before we go, because I'm gonna be putting a whole bunch of information in the box below above. Mm-hmm. And Robin, one of the things I've been encouraging Robin even more so to get out there, because Robin is a kick butt Reiki master, and she's okay. You got to give yourself a own plug, and then we're going to go into meditation.
So my plug is you can find me at the Healing Place Medfield. You can call, make an appointment there, email, or you can find me here on Tuesday nights. I'm starting another podcast soon, which will be fun. I have some other events going on, Walk, Talk, Meditates, but you have to live near here. And what else do I have going on, Helen?
You have a lot going on. But we're going to make everything online. Plus, I'm going to put things in a newsletter, in the Healing Place newsletter. So I'm getting Robin to, as we would say, get off of that couch, Robin.
Yes, and you can also. I'm on Instagram. Where else am I? I'm around. I'm definitely out there. I'm
But see, that's the first time that Robin has empowered herself by talking about what she does.
Yes, I have stuff that I'm doing. I definitely have stuff that I'm doing. And that's definitely something that is part of my spiritual journey, is pushing myself out there and letting people know, I'm here to help. So I do have a hard time doing.
Well, you've gotten better. So I'm going to put all these resources for you in the box above or below. Just check it out. And then we'll figure out what to talk about next week.
Yes.
All right, Robin. Do your empowerment meditation.
Okay, so it's going to be a short one tonight because we're getting close to the end, but we can do a nice quick one. So everyone, if you're sitting in a chair, put your feet firmly on the floor in front of you. And taking a nice deep inhale in and out. And again, nice deep inhale in and out. And rest your arms, rest your shoulders. And feel the weight of your feet. Even if you're lying down while you're doing this, you can check in with your feet. Feel the weight. Feel the gravity of your body, the weight of your body. Our feet are always on the ground, helping us move and journey throughout our life. And you're connected with Mother Earth and with her healing energy. Notice your breathing. Notice the flow of the air coming in and out of your nose. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. And again, notice the weight of your body. Visualize now this beautiful golden halo, the orb above the crown of your head. This beautiful healing orb is your connection to the universe, to God, your spirit guides. I want you to protect yourself with a beautiful spiritual armor that helps keep your energy soft and clean and healing. And we're going to do that by visualizing this beautiful healing orb coming down, almost like melting down and around our body. It's increasing in a big, beautiful bubble. And just relax into that visualization of yourself being surrounded with this healing light, this healing protected energy. It's coming down from the universe, all the way down to your feet. And just feel how your body is feeling, just sinking into that nice thought of being surrounded by this healing light. Just notice your breathing. You're in this protective orb. It's always with you. Relax your shoulders. Notice your breathing. Again, bring your attention back to your feet. Notice the weight of your feet. Now begin to wiggle your toes. Feel the energy moving into the soles of your feet just by moving your toes. Now rest your toes, rest your feet. Notice your knees. Move your legs just a little bit. Now notice your hips and the weight of your hips in your chair. In whatever position you're in, notice the weight of your hips. Now just adjust your hips a little bit. Just move a little bit. Adjust your spine. Taking a nice deep inhale in and out. And rest back. Move your shoulders a little bit. Wiggle your fingers. Just notice your neck. Notice how relaxed your eyes are feeling. Relax your jaw. Now slowly come back to the room. Adjust your body, open your eyes. And that's all you need. You really don't need a full hour because everyone's so busy they say they can't meditate. You can just do a quick, nice meditation. You're taking a nice deep inhale in and out. Again, a nice deep inhale in and out. And if anyone's interested in doing more meditation with us at the Healing Place, reach out. We will create a list of people that are interested, and we can do a weekly class, a weekly Zoom meditation.
Yes.
And we can have a lot of fun.
Definitely. And then we've loved your input. This is what gets us going. And I think next week, let's talk about trusting the process. Ooh, excuse
bless
me.
you.
Yes. Yeah, trusting the process, whatever that means to you.
Yes, it's different for everyone.
Yeah. So I am going to bid you good night, Robin. And
thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, and we'll meet again next Tuesday. Please feel free to drop in, your comments. Give us a like, share, what else? Subscribe, follow. What else am I supposed to say, Robin?
Just breathe. Just
breathe.
Breathe. Just do a few inhales and exhales throughout your day and really just check in with your breathing. Notice your breathing.
Very good. We'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Bye.
Bye. Be well.
Bye. Be well.